Hey guys, so today I'm back, first of all, on a Tuesday. So today I'm going to be talking about Freshers Week, as a lot of you may be starting again, sort of maybe starting from like your first year of uni, or maybe going back second or final year, or fourth or seventh medical students. And I did tweet out for some questions, but no one really got back to me, as it usually happens. So I went online and found some questions that are usually frequently asked, and a lot of them are quite easy to answer for someone that's been to uni. So that's what I do today. So, the website I found was top universities. It may be in the link down below, or it may be not, but whatever. I'll answer some questions now. So the first question on top universities site is, do students tend to work part-time during their studies? And the answer is sometimes. They say yes, but it's actually sometimes, depending on the extent of your coursework and whether you've got coursework or exams module heavy, whether you've got a job already, maybe you don't, maybe you're moving to the other side of the country, or maybe the other end of the country, in the UK at least. You may not be able to find a job, so sometimes yes, sometimes no. It depends where you are, but majority of the time no, as student finance usually funds you, so money's not that much of an issue. So the next question is, how much does it cost to study in the UK? Now this depends. So for me, I probably during sort of university year, it's about £3,500 for like 40 to 50 weeks kind of rent, so it's about £70 a week. That's for just me alone in a 2-person flat or 3-person flat. It's usually ranges from about £300 to about £600-700 a month. Usually ones in London are a little bit more. They're about 800, maybe even 900, pushing 1,000 if you really fancy. But it's not that much. Usually your student loan will cover the majority of your sort of rent side of it, and then food is usually, depending on how much you eat, I eat quite a bit, so I probably spend about my rent on top of that, so I probably spend about £6 a year, maybe 7, on food, rent and all that sort of stuff. And then maybe it might be educational fees, so things like textbooks, paper, pens, pencils, software. You can go from 6 to maybe 10, so I'd say 10-12 is probably the maximum you probably spend per year, but the minimum is probably about 7 or 8, so you can get quite expensive, but I guess it's cheaper than most places in the world and maybe give you a better education. Number 3 on the website, what are student halls like? I've never experienced student halls for like year round, but I've heard horror stories and I've generally not wanted to go in because of these horror stories. So a lot of it is, in the Freshers Week especially, is tons of drunk people, tons of vomit, tons of mess, and then sort of throughout the year it kind of tends to calm down a little bit, and then in the end it's pick up again. But usually it can vary. I mean, even in unionised housing, which is what I have, it can vary. It can be absolutely amazing, or it can be dead awful. I'm hoping dead awful isn't this year. I'm hoping it's really nice and pleasant. Hopefully. And then, will I get homework? It's different. It's more of a coursework. It's not. Homework is sort of based off things like high school and college and primary school and stuff like that. Homework is stuff you can do at home, but you can also do at school, whereas you don't get set homework that's just specifically for like home or in your free time. It's usually stuff you have to do for a certain date deadline that they give you, and then that's it. They don't say, oh, we need this for this date so we can mark it for this date. It's usually, we want it, this is the date we want to see the finished thing, do it. That's usually what it is. That is for me anyway. Unless you're doing group work, which in which case it's good to have deadlines yourself, and it's always good to set your own deadlines. So say I've got this essay to do for 3 months down the line. In a month I want a third of it done, and then say it's a 3,000 word essay. First month 1,000 words, next month 1,000 words, next month 1,000 words, and then in the last few hours essentially just check it through. Or say first month 1,500, next month 1,500, and then the last month I check more through and make sure it makes sense and edit it essentially. Question 5 is, what happens during Freshers Week? Oh. Freshers Week is different at every university. Usually it's essentially, hey look, freshers, booze. That's essentially why people go to university for some reason. But a lot of it is sort of introductions to things like university buildings, how university work, whether they've got a key card scanner for the doors, like entry and registration and stuff like that, whether you just scan a card or whether you actually walk in and say, I'm here. And then usually it's telling you what goes on in your course, like this is what we're doing this month, this is what we're doing this month, or this is what we're doing this semester and this semester, and then at the end we do this, and we have this time in holidays, and this is, it will go over your year of course essentially, but because I'm going to my final year I won't be going to Freshers Week. I'll be doing this. So, yeah. Question 6 is, what if I fail an exam a year? I've never failed a year and I don't have exams, but I have failed a few modules. or like 3. Well, technically 2. The third one was they want to see some of my work. But essentially, if you fail, you get a chance to resit, and usually it's sort of a 40% mark, capped at 40, so just the pass mark, which is the 3rd degree honours, I think, or maybe a really low 2, depending on what university you go to and where it's capped. Mine's capped at 40, so it's the 3rd, and usually you just have to send it in. Like, usually it's do a little bit more work and be fine, or do this and be fine, or do this and be fine. Usually the lecturers should be there to support you, and if they're not, go to student support. It's generally, every university should have them, and if they don't, then they're a bad university. Bad university. But they usually have a student support centre, and you should just go there and ask for help, or ask your other students. But if you do fail a year, you may have to resit the year, or you can drop out or change subject. Usually they try and keep you in because they get money from the government, and they get support from the government and stuff, and funding and all that good stuff they want. Money. They need money. So they want to try and keep you in. And 7 is how many hours of class time each week. This varies depending on what course you're on. I'm probably about 20 hours of class work, maybe even less, maybe 10, but like 40 hours a week of extra work I have to do on my own. So that's stressful. That's why sometimes my videos take a beating some weeks. And it's like, shit, I need to work. But usually it varies depending on what course you're on. One of the questions is, will I get support for disability and dyslexia? Yes, they get more money for you, so they are going to support you. One of my friends has dyslexia and dyspraxia, I think, and she got a laptop and some funding and some books and stuff for free. That kind of helps things. So she got help. This is always beneficial. Does it actually rain every day? No, UK weather is varying. We don't get the proper summer. It's usually about a month long. But yeah, we do get sun, we do get rain, we do kind of get hail, we kind of get snow probably like once a year, 1 day, 1 hour a year. Yeah, so now time's for me to give some advice. So, money-wise, you don't want to spend a ton on alcohol on Freshers Week, you don't want to spend a ton of books and papers and stuff. You kind of want to get that sort of before you go to university, because university shops and things are generally a little bit higher than everywhere else. The rate Smiths in the UK is great, especially for people that are doing things like me, drawing courses and animation courses and things. But money is a big issue for students, because student finance in the UK fund, apart from the government really, fund course tuition fees and give you a little bit of a loan, but it's barely enough to pay rent. Usually it's just enough, or barely, or it kind of just hits the target, and you've got no money for the rest of the year. But luckily it's a bit every semester. Fortunately they don't give you enough for things like food and Freshers Week included. So during Freshers Week I recommend you set maybe 2 nights out to kind of drink and have fun, but don't drink too much. Have some pre-drinks, get a little bit tipsy, a little bit drunk, then go out, maybe have 1, maybe 2, come back. If you're gonna go out, don't take a lot of money with you, and don't take your card. Leave your card in your room, take some money out, don't leave that day, maybe 50 quid, that's it. And buy some drinks at that point as well. So you can get some free drinks, cheaper drinks, you can get a little bit tipsy for then, maybe a little bit drunk. You can spend a little bit of cash on actually getting the pre-drinks. You take out 50 quid, so you've got some drinks for when you go out to the students' union, or a bar, or a club, or whatever, and that's all your money. And that should be less than £100. Don't spend more than £100, because otherwise you scop it essentially for the rest of the semester. You won't have enough. That's the only advice I can give you for money, because I don't drink, so I save a ton, but I play a lot of games. So that's where my drinking money goes, essentially, into games. Lovely. Games. But yeah, so that's it. This may be part of Uni Advice Season 3, I'm not sure, but hopefully this helps. If you have any other questions, comment down below. Hit like, subscribe, and click the Patreon link down below. I may be adding some more stuff to my Patreon stuff over the next few weeks, depending on what I'm up to, depending whether I've got any time during my Freshers Week. I might be designing some merch, you never know, even though I've got like, followers and like no views, so. And I will be changing things up and doing all that sort of stuff. That's nice too. Support me on Patreon, it's the best way to support me, because YouTube gives me jack shit anymore. They give me nothing, so if you want me to keep making videos and make better videos as well, then support me on Patreon. It's literally $5 is the maximum I want you guys to give each month, because I don't want you guys to suffer to benefit me. $1 is barely anything, it's like 70p, that's it. That's the only thing I want to give. Like, that'll allow me to save up each month and spend a little bit on better videos, maybe some sweets, or maybe a train ticket eventually to go see some of the YouTubers down south. I don't know. But thanks for watching. Do your business down below, and I'll see you next time, and hope you enjoy university.